Hello everyone. I am here because I've been called to do a video about when you feel like you don't fit in, when you feel like people are having a human experience around you, but it's not your experience. That the experience that you're having is about being in communication with information and ways of receiving that information that you don't truly understand, whether that's receiving it in your dreams or receiving clairaudience, which is voices, clairvoyance, which is the pictures or the ideas. Many of us on this earth plane at this time are experiencing this higher vibrational shift into higher realms where we are feeling out of sorts. We are feeling, honestly, like we just don't belong because what we're experiencing physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, it doesn't feel normal. It feels very, very different than what we have experienced before. And so I sat down and asked, what are we going through? And for many of us, we are higher vibrational coming into this life. You can call yourself an empath, you can call yourself a light worker, a star seed. Wherever you resonate is fine. But we're in communication with our higher self or our soul. We're in communication with our spirit guides, with our crossed over loved ones. So for many of you, you've been stepping into being a medium or a channel. For some of you, it's scary because you don't understand that you know what you know, but you don't know how you know. You know that there's something bigger going on. You know that there's something more that you're experiencing. This happened to me about 3 years ago. I had a Reiki session because I was so out of sorts and I was so having a life experience I didn't understand. And in that Reiki session, she said that she saw wings. That I had wings, and I didn't know what that meant. What is that all about? Because for some of us, for many of us, the reason that we're having a very hard experience is because of the higher vibrational nature that we came into this life experience having already. What I'm being given is that we incarnated to help the planet shift, which is why we're called light workers. To help this new energy that is coming into this time in space, coming out of the warlike competitive energy, going into the co-creative energy, cooperation, creativity, coming together. And for many of us, this is uncomfortable because we're used to being in that energy of cooperation and pure love, light and love, pure source energy, crystalline white light, God consciousness. And stepping out of that high vibrational frequency to come into, incarnate into this life experience is hard. Because one of the things that I think the theme of this that I have felt from all that I've worked with is that we've stepped into this life experience, but we've had to have very, very difficult experiences. We've had to have the big traumas. We've had to have the abusive relationships. We've had to have very difficult situations to overcome so that we could relate to what humanity is going through. So for many of us, we've had to heal the wounds, the shame, the guilt, the blame. We've had to heal those lower vibrational frequencies. And for many of us, we've gotten into abusive relationships. We've had abusive upbringings. We've had guilt and shame and blame and victimization be a part of our experience. But that was all so that we could ascend out of that, to get back into those higher vibrational frequencies. But we were never going to be able to understand what humanity is going through or help teach and guide humanity until we knew what that felt like. Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. So, one of the things that we are becoming into is in humanity is becoming aware, consciously aware that we've been unconscious, that we've been dealing in our mental body, that we've been making decisions and choices from a very egoic place, from that space of fear, from that space of fight or flight that we no longer need. And that is why humanity and all of us are having such a hard time making this shift in consciousness, because we were encoded into that fight or flight response. And now we don't need it the way we needed it in the past, and so it's very hard to let that go. But that is what we're coming to, this being brought to moving out of the fear and moving into the gratitude, the joy, and the love. And so we're shifting, and we are now becoming aware of how unconscious we were making our decisions, that space of unconsciousness that we were making our decisions from, our choices and decisions. And now we are learning how to co-create our reality by becoming aware that we are not alone, that we are becoming aware that there is more, that we have a connection to our team of guides, angels, and ascended masters is what I call them. And for many of you, you're feeling that connection. You're knowing that connection, but you don't know what to do with it, and you don't know how to handle it. And that takes space, and that takes time. And I would say just breathe into it, ease into it, and leave any kind of expectation of how it's going to go outside. That everyone is on their own personal journey, and you can be guided and you can be led, but at the end of the day, how you receive the information, what information you receive, will be very personal. We've been brought into this life to have the big experience, the big traumas, because we've needed to help humanity overcome their traumas and know that they can. So we've been given the big assignment. So anyone that has lesser traumas or lesser things to overcome can know that they can, because there are those of us that have overcome bigger trials and tribulations, addictions, abuses, neglectful situations, isolation, loneliness. Because for many of us, we were around or brought into families or family units where you were the only one. So you were not understood. You did not fit in. And so yes, this is a big assignment that you've stepped into. But know that you stepped into it from a very high vibrational place on the other side. And that is why you have felt the isolation or the loneliness or the lack of connection. And now that you're finding your place, you are learning to heal, you're moving through, you are going to start coming in connection with people who do understand you, situations that do work out for you. But it is through the journey, the shadow work, the healing, those parts of yourself that you came into this lifetime to heal. We have to let go of the idea that there's a destination, because this truly is a journey. And so wherever you are on your journey, whatever step you're at, if you're at the very beginning, just knowing that you don't fit in. If you're somewhere in the middle where you're receiving information, you're starting to understand the inspiration is for you to follow, that it is helping you. Or for those of you who are really utilizing your connection and sharing it with others. Wherever you are, you're in the right place on your journey. You're where you're supposed to be. And so if you're looking at people around you and wondering how you get over there, don't. Because how you get where you're going will be very different from where they are on their journey and where they're going. For some of you, you might do very humble work just in the people that you're around. For some of you, you might step out of that and really share in a big way and have a platform. Unfortunately, I didn't get the humble way. I didn't get the just, stay in your pod and just affect the people around you. I asked very early on why I was being given the task to share the way I've been sharing these past few years. And that was the answer that I got, that there are going to be people coming behind you that are going to need someone to help guide their journey, to know that they're not alone, to know that what they're going through is very real. And there are those who are going through it or have gone through it also. So that's why I'm making this video today. For those of you who aren't sure what you're going through, you just know that you maybe you're struggling with addiction, maybe you're struggling with the autoimmune diseases, maybe you're struggling with weight gain or depression, maybe you're just struggling with not knowing where you fit in, and that there's no one around you that can really help you because no one around you is going through or experiencing what you're going through and experiencing. When you receive the connection of your team of guides, angels, and ascended masters, when you start feeling that connection, it's big stuff. It's very big stuff. And for me, it was very humbling because I kept asking, who am I, to have ascended masters coming to me in meditation, appearing to me and giving me messages. Who am I? But that has been my role. I was here to do that, just like you are here to do that. Who am I to be able to channel higher vibrational beings? Who am I to be able to connect with crossed over loved ones? But that is what we are all here to do in some way, to be able to feel that connection, know that connection, and for some, use that connection to help others. But our team of guides, angels, and ascended masters are coming in to help guide us in the direction that is for each and every one of us, which is going to ultimately help transform and shift the energy in the matrix or on the earth. So this is big, big stuff that we're going to continue to do, that we've been doing for a decade or more now, and we will continue to do. So this is big stuff, and one of the things as a light worker or starseed or empath or clairvoyant or psychic, however you want to label yourself, you have to go through the shadow work. You have to do the work. You have to heal yourself so that you can then help others. And you'll do that on whatever part of your journey you're called to do that. For me, I felt like I needed to get to a different place before I started sharing, and they're like, no, where you are is where people need to know how to navigate that. And so I've started a couple of years ago now to do that. And so that's why I'm here making this video, why this video was kind of brought to me to make, because there are so many people out there going, where do I fit in? Where do I get my help? Nobody around me understands what I'm going through. Why is my road so hard? And why does it continue to be so hard? And so that's why I'm here making this video, to let you know you're not alone, and to know that your role is very important, but it's also very hard in the beginning until you do the healing piece, until you walk the shadow walk, until you heal those traumas and dramas that are holding you back. And if you need a partner in that, I do offer the integrative energy therapy. So please take a look at my website for more information on that. Because that is why I'm here, to help you to start healing so that you can start sharing your gifts and talents. Because as we move forward, more and more and more people are going to be waking up or coming into this connection that is going to allow them to receive messages. And they're going to need help. They're going to need help knowing, where do I go? Who do I talk to? What is this all about? And that's why I'm here, being in a place where I can now share all of this. Because if I hadn't done my work, I wouldn't be able to sit here, make this video, and then publish this video, because it would be too scary. It would be too daunting, being afraid of how it would be received, being afraid of what I was saying, and would people take me seriously, or would people understand where I was coming from? And I've had to get out of my own way. I've had to let go of that ego. And those that need me, I hope find me. And that has been my intention that I have set for many years now, and that has been the intention that has guided the work that I do. So, we are here to network, we are here to partner, we are here to hold each other up. We are here to know that you are not alone, and that what you're going through is valid. All right? So I'm just going to pull a few cards to help us. I'm going to use the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Collette Baron-Reid, because that is what we are going through. We are going through the energies and the energy shift that is going on now on the planet at this time. And for some of you, you'll see this video as soon as I put it up, and maybe some of you will find this video a year or two down the road. But whenever you find it, that is when it is meant for you. I'm finding that the videos that I'm putting out are timeless, and that as you need them, you will find them. Yes, the storyteller, because we are all here to tell our own stories in the way that is right for us. We are all here to pen what it is we need to pen in this lifetime, to unlock our story, to unlock who we are coming into this lifetime, to co-create our reality, to partner with our team of guides, angels, and ascended masters. And it's actually Archangel Ariel that is overlooking us as I make this video with the integrative energy therapy poster. And it's Archangel Ariel that is bringing in the love that we are all here to experience. So if you are feeling isolated, if you are feeling alone, if you are feeling that you don't know how to climb out of whatever your situation is, whether it's addiction or abuse or neglect or isolation, whatever the situation is, just know that you are not alone. And it is time to unlock your story. It is time to start speaking your truth and telling your story in a way that it is right for you. And remember to tell that story from your heart, to not tell that story from the fear or egoic mind. So if you find that your story isn't being received, step back, take a breath, drop down into your heart and ask your angels, your guides, your ascended masters to come in and help you speak from your heart, because that is when your story can be received. That is when what you are saying can be heard. Because when it's coming from the fear and the ego, all that they can feel and experience by your words is the fear behind them. And that is when they cannot be received. But truly, if you are someone who is searching for tribe or community, please go to Guidance 311, the group on Facebook. Go to guidance311.com, my website, and become a part of my tribe, and know that you are not alone. Know that you have a partner on this journey as you move forward. And if you need help healing, if you need help with the shadow work, please check out the integrative energy therapy. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. We're at 20 minutes. Please join me.